Hey everybody, it's Jen. Today I'm going to be doing a 3 looks 1 palette with my new purchase, which is the ABH NORVINA Volume 4 palette. So I got this a couple weeks ago. It's taken me some time to get to it because I do have quite a few new things in my collection that I have been playing with. And I'm also working on a project pan, so getting to new things is a little bit more difficult, and for some reason I'm that type of person that when I buy something new, I feel like I can't use it right away because it's new and it's special and I just need to like save it and love it for a moment, which I don't know why I do that. But this is the packaging that it comes with. It's just a really nice glossy baby pink color, and it has like that gold or rose gold kind of lettering on it. This is a Pro Pigment palette. This is what the palette looks like inside. So again, it is that really nice soft baby pink I want to say plexiglass, but it's not. It's like a nice plasticky shiny material, really pretty. And then it has a nice, I think it's rose gold writing. I can't really tell. To me it looks rose gold, maybe it's just straight up gold, but it looks rose gold to me. It's very pretty regardless of what it is. The bottom packaging of it is black, so this part is pink, this part is black, and then of course you have the colors inside. I'm just going to remove this. So this part is black as well, which I really like the fact that there's a black backing because I feel like it makes the colors more vibrant. But the colors in here are beautiful. They're very neutral, very pink. There's neutrals and kind of warms. I'm in love with these. So I mean, if you haven't seen my volume 1 and volume 3 videos, please do check those out. They are in my channel. I can try and link those below. I'm really bad at that right now. I don't have a whole lot of time for a bunch of extra stuff right now, and I know that it takes 2 seconds, but I always forget about adding things in the description area. I don't know why. This is just such a beautiful, beautiful product. Like, it's just, this is the gorgeous, like, it feels like it would speak to so many people. I'm just blown away by the way that these look. I know they can be overwhelming for some people, but for me, I'm so inspired when I look at these. I think the layout is fine. What I need is all in here. I can go ahead and find it. And what I don't have in here, if you guys don't know already, I have a little quad that I use for everything. So it has a black, a medium to light brown. It's got a neutral beige, and it's got a light shimmery color for the brow bone right here. But if I don't have it in a palette, this is something that I always use as well, so that I have everything that I need. Some of the other palettes didn't have like a brow bone color for me personally. Some of the lighter shades had a lot of glitter, which I did not want to put in the inner corner of my eye because then I just tend to get glitter particles in my eyes when I wash my face and stuff. But this one has a lot of nice transition colors. There isn't really a deep outer corner shade, so that is something that I will want to deepen up probably with a bit of black. But for those of you who like to have soft neutral looks and don't need black in the outer corner like I do, this is definitely a beautiful, beautiful palette. It looks like there is 25 different shades. So it is 1.8 grams or 0.063 ounces each shade. They're Pro Pigments, and then there's some that are just eyeshadows, I believe. There's a lot of information on here. It also lists on the bottom, it'll tell you right down here which eyeshadows should not be used around the eye area. I feel like that's for staining purposes and stuff like that. It's not intended for use around the eye. But yeah, I feel like not intended for use doesn't mean like it's, I don't know. I've used all these eyeshadows around my eyes, and I do have a bit of staining, but the staining doesn't bother me. I'm totally fine with it, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get started right away. I will talk a bit more about everything after I've used the palette for the 3 days and done different looks. And then so I'll talk to you guys about it at the end, what I feel about this palette, if it is in line with the other 2 that I've tried, if I like this, if I don't, if there's something specific about any of the items or shadows in here that maybe perform differently or whatever. I'll try and bring that up in the end. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the eye look. I've already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Original. I'm done my eyebrows and everything as well, just so don't mind them. They're not exactly perfect. Yeah, let's just not go there right now. So I'm going to use 2 brushes for sure off the bat. The first one is going to be the Morphe M503 brush. That's going to be my fluffy eyeshadow brush for the crease and everything. And then this other one, which is the doesn't have a number on it. It just says Morphe. It looks like the Gunmetal collection, and it's a very nice fluffy brush, not pinched at the ferrule or anything. Yeah, it's weird that there's no number on here, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, I need to start with a transition for myself because I'm gonna do a little bit more of a like a neutral with a pop of colors kind of thing, or like a blend of colors, I guess. So I'm gonna start off with A4, and I always put the palette upside down just because of the mirror. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. So there is some kickback with the, like it picks up a lot of product in the pan. So there's a lot of like little particles and stuff. When you put your brush in there, it does lift up a lot of product, so it's a little drier. So you will notice that it does pick up a lot of product right away, and it also leaves a lot of product sitting on top of the pan. So you will lose a little bit of product that way. So basically I'm just going to blend this in my crease. I'm never sure if when the viewers are watching these videos, if they're actually trying the looks out or they just want to see how the products perform. So sometimes I do discuss like what I'm doing, and then for usually the last two looks I will just kind of do them and speed them up a little bit so you can just kind of see how the products are working. I feel like it goes a little bit faster when you're doing 3 looks, and especially when I'm doing 3 looks, it usually takes a lot of time, and I like to keep the videos, you know, not like super long because I know people just want to like see what's going on with the palette. I absolutely love this crease shade. I love it a lot. It's really nice and really soft, easy to blend, applies very nicely. I'm just going to take this brush and just blend that out a little bit. I will be going into my other little MAC palette and do the upper part here, but I just want to see what else is in the palette first before I go ahead and do anything with any other colors. So keep in mind I did not lay a neutral shadow down on my pigment before I laid these down, and this seems to be blending out nicely with nothing on the brush. The next shade I want to go in with is B1, and I'm going to try that on my brow bone using a different brush, Sedona 305, which looks like that. It might be a bit deep, but I want to try and use as many of these shades as possible. So it's okay, it's giving a little bit of reflection, but I feel like it could be just a hint lighter and I would be like a lot better with that. And then I'm actually going to use my MAC shade right here. I think this is called Brulee, and I just want to throw that in between the two. I don't normally add this on camera, I usually just do the other, like the palette that I'm focusing on, but I want you guys to see that I'm just applying it in between the shades to blend them together, so I'm not really doing anything to the shadows that I actually laid down from ABH. And it's really just to set the primer that I had in between, like on my eyes anyways, like in between those two shades, because I didn't have anything there, and because I have such a large amount of space there, I just like to make sure that I set it with something. So that's all I'm doing right now with the MAC shade. Next, what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm gonna try this rosy shade B2. it looks really pretty. I'm gonna stick with my little brush here. I'm just gonna really focus that into my crease. That is such a pretty shade. And then I'm going to go back in with this other brush that I used, and I'm just going to again blend that in with the shade just underneath it. That first shade we laid down. I don't want any harsh lines anywhere. I want to make sure that it's blended really nicely. To me, this really reminds me of a grapefruit, like the inside of a grapefruit. Oh God, I love it. It's such a pretty color, holy smokes. There's usually 1 or 2 shades in these palettes that just blows me away, and just like, I can't get over the beautiful color of it, and I've never seen a color like this in another palette, so I'm liking that. Next I'm gonna go in with, in my outer corner, E4. And again, just gonna stick with the same brush. I'm trying to make this really easy for everybody, so I'm not bouncing back from brush to brush. I'm just going to kind of press it into the skin and then also like buff it around. Mostly pressing because these are pigments and I don't want to like streak the product. That is beautiful. I do not have anything like this in any of my collection, which is really hard to say because I have a lot of crap. Like I have a lot, and I have nothing that looks like this, and it's so complimentary. It's really beautiful. I think for the middle of the eye, I'm gonna wait until I apply the first part, and I'm gonna go in with C4. I just swatched it and holy crap, it looks cute. So this is actually D4, not C4. I thought it was C4, but it's a D4. I want to use this big sucker from Sedona Lace. It's the 941 brush. This is a huge paddle brush. You could probably use this for concealer, honestly, but I'm just gonna use it in the shade D4 and apply it all over the lid. I'm probably gonna go in with my finger after and apply it with my finger, but you can just see how pretty that is already. Very pretty. I definitely recommend applying those ones with your finger or with a natural hairbrush, because the synthetic brush obviously is not going to pick up as much product unless it's cream. Yes, I love this so much. It's so pretty. I don't even know what to do for eyeliner and stuff now because this is just so pretty on its own. I'm gonna go back in with A2. Actually, Let's try C5. This one here. It's sort of like a rosy pinkish red. I'm just going to use the brush that I used before really lightly, and I just want to blend those two. Wow, you don't need a lot of that product. Holy smokes. Wow, wow. I'm gonna go back in with the fluffy brush and just blend that out a little bit. That just really brightens up the center. This is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do lashes and mascara and all that stuff, and I'll be right back. I'm taking E4. Where is it? Here. I'll put it on a Morphe M508 brush. And then I'm going to take E1 on the same brush and just apply it to the inner portion of the lower lash. And then I'm just going to take a Morphe E36 brush and just blend it out with nothing else on it. So this is the finished look of the first look that I'm doing out of the 3. I've just applied a little bit of mascara underneath my eyes. I didn't put anything in the waterline because I don't do that, because otherwise my eyes will water like crazy. But yeah, this is look number 1. Alright you guys, so this is the third and final look using the NORVINA 4 palette, or volume 4 palette. I have a little bit of eyelash glue that is sticking underneath this lash, and it is catching on my bottom lashes, and it is incredibly annoying me. Sorry. I love this look. I absolutely love the vibrancy and the colors, the blendability. I'm incredibly loving this look. I think it would look really good on me if I put eyeliner, but I wanted to keep it simple and just do lashes so you guys can see basically how the eyeshadows look on the eye without having the eyeliner on. But I will be probably doing this again in the future multiple times, and I'll do it with eyeliner, and I'll probably post it on my Instagram, so check that out. Loving this palette. Again, retails for $79 Canadian. It is a beautiful pastel pink with like a rose gold's writing on the top. Lots of color selection, so you have 25 shades here. It will tell you on the back of the package how many are eyeshadows, how many are pigments, pressed pigments. But I feel like this is the most wearable palette of all of them. You can do nude looks, you can have pops of color, you can do bright pink, you can have that yellow in there. I just feel like this is a really nice look, and I feel like most people can do something with this. There's a lot of fun uses in here. My only concern, and not about the palette itself, but that I didn't really get to use a whole lot of the shimmery shades, and that's just because I'm a mature girl. I'm like in my late 30s, and yeah, I didn't want to use them right now. I usually use matte eyeshadows, but at the same time I will absolutely use the glitter shades. It's just I didn't use them in these three, and I more so gravitate towards the matte eyeshadows. So I wrote a couple of things down here. I do want to talk to you guys about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is the fallout of the product. So I haven't had any fallout with these eyeshadows today. I didn't have anything except for eyelashes falling off my face. I didn't have any fallout underneath my lids or underneath my eyes at all, so that was great. Using any of these anyway. The only one that I know that had a lot of fallout was B5, which is this dark brown shade. It's very dry, and it picked up a lot of product, and it also, when I tried to blend it and everything, it had a lot of fallout. So that's the only one I really noticed that had quite a bit of fallout in it. The shade E2 and E3, so these ones down here, I did swatch those. I'll show you. This is E2, very chunky, glittery. So that is E2, and this one is E3. These are basically like straight up glitters. So you definitely need a base for those, otherwise you're just gonna have, I mean, you're probably gonna have glitter all over your face anyway if you use those, but absolutely they are just straight up glitter, and I'm not prepared, and I didn't have a wipe handy, and now I have glitter everywhere. That's okay. But the other ones are okay. So like A1, A2, they will apply really well. A5, B4, C1, all those ones like that will apply well. So for example, here is A1. So it looks really glittery, but it is incredibly smooth. So you won't need a pigment with that unless you want to make it really pop. Then you'll probably want a glitter glue, not a pigment, a glitter glue base. You'll want something underneath it to really enhance the color, or you can do what I did with the yellow in this shade and apply like a white base or something like that, just to make it pop and so that it adheres a little bit better, because it wasn't super crazy pigmented on the straight up Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion I used. But yeah, just keep that in mind. There are some glitter in here, and I don't know what they're made of, so if you're not interested in having those glitters by your eyes, there is only really 2 shades in here that you probably wouldn't want to use, so that's not too bad. So let's see. So yeah, about the browns, like the nude shades, there's really, so in looking at this palette, There isn't really anything in here that you can't find for browns, that you can't find in another palette that you might own. A lot of, you know, neutral browns, there's cool tone browns, there's warm tone browns. But it's nice that there's such a selection of browns in this palette, but you can probably find them in other palettes that you own. So there's nothing really that's like, holy crap, I don't have that at all, I need that, as far as the browns go. However, the pinks and the purples are, so for example, not the purples, but these rosy shades, like this one here, that is B2 and also E4. Oops. So, oh, and C5, this one as well. Those 3 shades, I don't have anything like those in my collection at all whatsoever. I'm wearing most of them on the outside of the eye right now, and I don't have anything like that in my collection, and I absolutely love this. I absolutely love it. I feel like if this went on sale really, really deeply, I would probably buy a backup, because I will be using those shades a lot. I absolutely love the really warmer reddish pink shades. Really, really pretty. I don't have anything like that, so I feel like that alone is a standout for this palette. And also the yellow is very, very vibrant. You guys know that I'm using this yellow pigment in my Project Pan 20 and 2020. This is far more like neon-esque than this one, and I feel like this is more like canary yellow. This is really beautiful. I love the vibrancy in this yellow, but you do need a white base underneath it, I feel like, to make it pop. These shadows, I don't feel like crease at all very much. I do have a little bit of more wrinkle to my eyes. I'm starting to get that hooded look. So if I'm like frowning or whatever, you can see like the lid will go over top of my eye. So I go a little bit higher with the shadow. I don't feel like it creases too much. There's like the slightest amount of creasing, but that's to be expected. I mean, I do blink. I do have like heavier lids, especially when I'm frowning or whatever, and naturally just letting my face relax. I'm not always like, ooh, you know. So I definitely do have naturally creasing eyes, and it does somewhat, only somewhat, move the shadow a little bit. It creases a little bit. But there's not too much transfer, and it does stay a long time. So tonight, like it's 3:40 right now, 3:49, pardon me. And I just finished my look, and I'll wear this probably until 9 o'clock. I've been doing usually about 8 to 9 hours of wear when I do these videos. And I find that for all of the palettes, there's like little to no wear off. So the payoff is good, and it stays, the longevity is amazing. I would be confident putting this on in the morning and having a full day plus errands at night and coming home late and still looking snatched with the eyes. I think it would be beautiful. I don't feel like, personally, with using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, I don't feel like there would be much loss at all of the payoff of the shadow during the day, or during your wear time anyway. So I highly, highly recommend this. In all honesty, I'm in love with this palette. I love it so much. I'm really glad that I took the plunge and spent the money and got these, because I'm enjoying this eyeshadow look a lot. I'm currently wearing Be Silly from MAC on my lips. It's a matte lipstick. It's not very drying, but it does give a mattified look, and I love the color with this eyeshadow look. I feel like I have a color that would closely resemble the outside shades, but I wanted something a little brighter. So I love this. I didn't put any blush on yet. I totally forgot to apply blush, so I can do that now while we're talking, I guess. But I was just so happy of the way that this eyeshadow turned out. One of my favorite looks probably that I've done in a really, really, really long time. I haven't done a look that's made me this excited. Like, and you guys know that I've done if you've watched the other videos, you know that I really enjoy these eyeshadow palettes a lot. I highly, highly recommend them. They just give me so much life. They're making me just really enjoy my makeup a lot. I'm feeling just inspired. I'm feeling so inspired, and I really, really love these eyeshadow palettes. I'm really happy that I spent the money on them. So that's pretty much my final thoughts. I don't really know if I've missed anything. I pretty much tried to write down every single thing that I could think of. But yeah, the blendability is really nice, especially you can just lay the product and it kind of just blends itself. It's really pretty. The pigment is, of course, amazing because they're pressed pigments. You don't need a lot of product, so they will last a long time, so I feel like it's worth it even if you don't use every 25 shades in the palettes, because I mean, I don't think there's a single person that will, I mean, be super excited about every single color in a palette. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There might be the odd one out there, but you know, it's really hard to find a pre-made palette that everybody wants every single shade in there and thinks every single shade is incredible. That being said, I feel like this is worth the money, highly worth the money. So if you haven't already and you're considering buying it, I highly suggest that you do personally. If this is the kind of a look that you would enjoy wearing, I feel like you would really be happy with this. So that is my final thoughts, you guys. This is everything. Third look, final look. I hope you enjoyed all three. Please let me know in the comments which one you enjoyed the most and if you've purchased this or not. And don't forget to wash your brushes. Be safe, be kind to one another, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye, everyone.